Good evening. Welcome to Left, Right and Centre. I'm Vishnu Shom on the programme tonight. After the police belatedly arrest Ashish Mishra, the son of India's Minister of State for Home, Ajay Mishra, we ask, why hasn't the minister, who is junior minister in the Home Ministry that deals with issues of policing, investigations and law and order, stepped down himself, at least for the moment, while the investigations are on? Why is it that this case needed the goading of the Supreme Court of India for the minister's son to be questioned? And it now appears that he's been evading answers or direct answers in his questioning, prompting the police to arrest him yesterday. So the question is this: why hasn't India's Minister of State for Home stepped down, at least for the moment, given the murder charges that his son presently faces in the Lakhimpur case? Joining us now, Ami Yajnik, spokesperson of the Congress party, and also MP Sujata Pandey, who supports the BJP, Manjeet Singh Rai, the BJP leader, Anjali Bhardwaj, social activist and co-convener of NCPRI, and Hanan Mullah of the All India Kisan Sabha and a senior left leader. I'd like to thank you all very much for being with us. Let me go across to Manjeet Singh Rai first. Mr. Rai, why doesn't Ajay Mishra step down for the moment?
I think the SIT is doing his duty, and already the government has set up the commission also. We should not intervene on those investigations. That can that is there. The UP government is doing well, and as per investigation.
Mr. Rai, let me repeat my question. Why shouldn't Ajay Mishra step down for the moment?
I think there is no probability to step down to his father. Either the investigation is going on. When there is any question and any question raised by the investigation, then it may be. Or I think at this
okay,
junction,
fine. I get the answer that you're trying to say. At this stage, maybe he shouldn't. Anjali Bhardwaj, is that answer acceptable? That the minister doesn't need to step down at the moment?
Not acceptable at all, Vishnu, in short. Basically, we have a situation here where the minister is a union minister, Minister of State of Home Affairs. He is a member parliament from Kheri. So when we are looking at this particular instance where his son is the main accused in the matter, he himself is seen in various videos giving speeches which are threatening farmers, and a few days later the cars linked to him mow down farmers. I think that there is a very clear case for the minister to step down to allow a proper and independent investigation to take place. And let me make it very clear, Vishnu, that there must be, we can only imagine the kind of pressure there must be on the local police. He is, after all, a member parliament from Kheri.
Right.
The Supreme Court itself said that the matter should perhaps be looked at by the CBI. Let me finish, sir. The Supreme Court itself looked at whether the matter should be looked at by the CBI.
And the police is doing his duty.
1 minute, sir. The police is doing well. Mr. Rai, the police is doing well.
Yes.
It has taken the police almost 1 week to arrest somebody who is wanted in a murder investigation. The police is doing well.
Some evidence.
Sir, do you know what the Supreme Court has said, Mr. Rai? Mr. Rai, are you aware of what the Supreme Court has said?
I know.
No, but then if you know what what has the Supreme Court said, sir?
The Supreme Court has also said to the farmers to leave this roads.
Sir, what has the Supreme Court said about the investigation, sir? Do you know what the Supreme Court has said about the investigation?
All these people are creating anarchy throughout the country.
Sir, do you know what the Supreme Court has said about the investigations? You do not know. Let me put that question to Sujata Pandey. Sujata, isn't it unfortunate that the Supreme Court needed to investigate to goad the police to get serious in their investigations?
Supreme Court has also said that
Good evening.
the farmers should leave
Good evening,
the
Sujata.
roads.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay. So, good evening, Vishnu. First of all, my condolences to the families who have lost their loved one in this very unfortunate violent incident. And I believe that violence has absolutely no place in a democratic setup. Having said that, coming to this Lakhimpur case, like you were mentioning, the Supreme Court had to interfere. Yes, it is a delayed matter, but not in the first time in the history of India. I know in the current cases, if you can look at Maharashtra, what's happening. But then, I'm assuming also here, Vishnu, that we all agree here on the panel that no one is guilty until proven in the court, and that same goes with Ashish Mishra as well, because there is only circumstantial information, not evidences, which are on the basis of
guilty.
which
One is only asking why it's taken almost a week for him to be questioned.
Just let me complete this. I'll try and be quick. So there are only circumstantial informations on which the FIR was lodged, and he is now arrested. He's going to the court tomorrow. So here we are, we are all against the media trial that happens. A person is branded guilty.
But
before
Sujata, respectfully,
so here
media trial.
Shouldn't we here give the benefit of doubt to even Ashish Mishra, where no proofs have been found till now?
No proof has been found? Fair enough. Let there not be proof that is found.
Yeah,
but is this how murder cases are handled? Sujata,
you are asking a moral
what is the
question
Chief Justice of India said in this case, Sujata?
Vishnu, we have to see the entire background. We cannot see things in isolation.
No, but we are not looking at it in isolation. The point that it's a one point. It's a simple point, Sujata. No one is pronouncing anybody guilty, not at all. People are just saying let there be a fair investigation.
So why are you asking his father, who's not even accused, to step down?
Because he is the Minister of State for Home in the country, and looks after policing and investigations. Is there not an ethical responsibility in this?
Let his son get arrested. He could have absconded.
Okay, let me put that across to Amiben Yagnik. Amiben,
all the statement and minister,
why don't
please understand,
would you like to respond? I think Sujata makes an important point. She says, why should the minister step down now when he is not guilty? How would one respond to that?
See, first of all, the minister, I think, was aware of the incident from day one. So holding back this kind of information just because his son is involved in the matter, I think that itself casts a very, very strong suspicion on him that why has he kept mum for so long. Second, he's the most influential person as far as investigation is concerned. If he's in such a position, he should immediately resign on even moral grounds that I am the home minister and it's not okay that I am here and the police are working under me. And then the third point, that everything went on and on and on till the Honorable Apex Court had to come in the picture. Why was it not your moral duty to come up and own when you have so much evidence in front of you? You have 6 bodies, 6 people being mown down by the car in which your son is going. You have seen the video. Should you not come up and just tell the Honorable Prime Minister, here is my resignation, I am resigning, because this government, if it's talking about high moral grounds, high moral standards, I think this is the first thing he should do. He should resign. He should not be in a position where he can influence the police who are working under him. We want a fair investigation. This is a heinous crime which has been committed. And well, of course, every accused will have to face the trial and the justice comes only in the end, whatever and which way. So I think he should resign immediately.
Hanan Mullah, in as much as the investigation process has been bizarre to say the least in Lakhimpur Kheri, this is not my analysis. It's very much along the lines of what the Supreme Court has said. My question is this, sir, isn't it also strange that the farmers reached this compensation agreement in double quick time and you ended your protests so quickly in Lakhimpur Kheri? Isn't that strange, sir? After you have been protesting, there are murders which have been committed. 4 farmers have died. You accepted a compensation and it was all over.
It is misinterpretation of that.
One second. I'm asking Mr. Hanan Mullah. Yeah, Mr. Mullah, go ahead.
People always crowd, shout and try to surround others people drown. This is a practice. I hope they will be stopped. The question is, you are talking of more this propriety. Can you show me in 7 years government? BJP has shown one single.
No, Mr. Bole, you're not answering my question.
Propriety.
Why did farmers almost overnight accept a compensation package when there is a murder case against?
I am telling you.
Is it because there was a fear that the 4 others who died may have been killed because of the involvement of some farmer in a retaliatory attack? Is that why you accepted the compensation package early to try and end this all?
You are speaking and it is misinterpretation of the fact. It is misinterpretation of the fact.
Okay.
You cannot keep the dead body for ages there. Thousands of people and there anything can happen. In that situation, our duty of our leadership is there to control the situation, to save the situation. So our entire leadership was in contact, regular contact with them, and those who reached there, they were in contact with our central leadership, and their family members of those 5 people, they are also there. So all the leaders, local leadership, family members, and our central leadership, they were there, and they tried to control the situation, and ultimately they did it because we set up the condition from the center. We said the minister should be sacked because he instigated.
So the minister has not been sacked.
But that is the unfortunate.
Okay.
You should be sacked. He instigated it. 2 days before he said, if in 2 minutes I can finish them. 6 should be driven from this area. 6 should be, and there is a conspiracy of RSS for long. They want to drive out the 6 so that their land can be distributed among the other.
All right, Manjit Singh ji reply. Manjit Singh ji reply. Yes.
मेरे को एक बात का बड़ा ताज्जुब है कि हर एक बात में आरएसएस को ले आते क्या जो ये उनके साथी है मौला जी जिन्होंने ये कहा था जिन्होंने एक बड़े आदमी ने कहा कि जब बड़ा पेड़ गिरता हो तो धरती कांपती है। 3000 लोगों का नरसिंहार हुआ और उसको भारत रत्न दिया गया। शेम ऑन।
नहीं मंजीत सिंह जी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा मैं आपको बताता हूं, क्योंकि आपको पता नहीं था पहले, तो मैं सिर्फ सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो कहा मैं वो रीड कर रहा हूं, आप उस पर रिस्पॉन्ड कीजिए। Your seriousness is only in words and not in your actions, Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana to the government. Justice Hima Kohli has told the state government of UP, and I quote, "There is an old adage which rings true in this situation. The proof of the pudding is in the eating." In other words, the state government, until the Supreme Court intervened, did nothing. Justice Surya Kant on the bench told the UP government, and I quote, "It is a case of brutal murder of 8 people. The law must take its course against all the accused." तो मंजीत सिंह जी, मैं सिर्फ आपको ये पूछ रहा था कि 6 दिन क्यों लगे ये आशीष मिश्रा को मर्डर केस में गिरफ्तार करने में, क्यों?
सर्कमस्टेंशियल एविडेंस थी, क्या 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 सब वीडियोस थी और क्या थी, किसका स्टेटमेंट है, और उसके बाद संबंध जो कोर्ट का जो पुलिस का प्रोसेस था, पुलिस ने वो प्रोसेस को अडॉप्ट किया, और जब उनको लगा कि ये कुछ उनके पास कोई एविडेंस आया तो
सर्कमस्टेंशियल एविडेंस था, और वो एविडेंस अब स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं था। आपको कहना है कि वो एविडेंस स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है।
अब भी देखिए ना, पुलिस के पास है, हम क्यों कितना कर रहे हैं, इन्वेस्टिगेशन पुलिस कर रही है, ऐसे
नहीं पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं, पर मर्डर केस में ऐसे होना चाहिए। अंजलि भारद्वाज,
क्यों कर रहे हैं?
if there is something,
सुप्रीम कोर्ट का
case like this which the Supreme Court of India, a judge in an observation says is a murder case, is this the way a murder case is handled? Anjali Bhardwaj,
सुप्रीम कोर्ट को हमारे फार्मर किसान के नेता कहते हैं।
मंजीत जी एक मिनट, मंजीत जी 1 second. Anjali, is this how an investigation in a murder case is handled?
Absolutely not, Vishnu, and we know that the alacrity with which governments have been responding, the central government has been responding, the moment an FIR is filed where there is a conspiracy or some other charge, this is a heinous crime that has been committed. It took 6 days for the main accused to be arrested. The minister kept saying, "My son was not even there." And now the police yesterday has said that there was no alibi that Ashish Mishra had. We are looking at a situation where the CBI should ideally be looking into the matter. But look at what the Chief Justice had to say. The Chief Justice had to say, CBI not a solution for reasons best known. What are the reasons? The reasons are that the father is the minister, a union minister of Home Affairs, Minister of State. So I think that there is no question. And the big issue here is that of public trust. I want to remind Mr. Rai that the question here is that what are people looking at? This is making a mockery of the criminal justice system. Can we have a minister of state, the union minister of state, who himself, there are videos where he's threatening farmers openly just days before this incident happened. His convoy, his cars are involved in this crime. He's continuing to occupy this seat. And how do we expect an independent investigation to happen into his involvement and the involvement of his son? So I think it is very clear the minister must step down and
okay. All right, Anjali, I get that point. Sujata wants to respond. Sujata, go ahead.
Him from that post.
Thank you, Anjali. So she was talking about trust. So is this trust selectively only happens or comes out when there is in BJP ruled state where elections are due, or where does the trust go when the lynching of the farmers or the Dalit happen in Kashmir, in Chhattisgarh,
and that's all horrible. That's all horrible, Sujata.
That's only say horrible.
Sujata, that's all horrible.
That is why, Vishnu.
But one instance of misgovernance doesn't justify another.
Six people dead.
The 8 people are dead. Let's not look at this through a political prism. That you didn't do it there, we haven't done it here.
He's only talking about selected people who are suiting their political agenda.
Nobody is going to justify mishandling of a criminal case in any part of the country. One case doesn't justify this.
Wow, you use your moral compass to be politically bad and has political
the part of the business of
the same Supreme Court that you're quoting, Vishnu,
it's not selective.
It's not selective.
Whenever there is a crime, it is reported.
When the law itself is stayed.
बहुत अच्छी बात है, बाकी को भी चीज को रिपोर्ट किया करो. राजस्थान में
I think
लाठियों से
I'll just go to Amiben in a moment, but I think one second everybody. I just want to read out what one of the judges on the bench of the Supreme Court had to say. One more quote. I think this may have been the Chief Justice. If not, it was one of the other judges listening to this. It is an extremely serious issue. You are not proceeding in the way you should be. Imagine what is the message we are sending out. In normal circumstances, a case of section 302 IPC will be registered. The police will go out and arrest that person. It's taken 6 days for that to happen, Sujata. 6 days.
And the 6 days also, forget 6 days, it will take 60 days for Priyanka Gandhi to even condemn the BJP workers who are also dead, isn't it?
She is condemned every death.
This law only to selectively.
She has gone and she has condemned every death.
She has not condemned.
No, but why don't you ask Amiben? She's an MP of the Congress. Amiben, do you not condemn every single death?
People who are dead.
Whether it is farmers, whether it is others, can you please condemn every death? Amiben, go ahead.
We condemn every death. And today we are talking here about the Lakhimpur incident. Is a heinous crime. It falls within the criminal justice system. They are accused and every accused has to be arrested immediately when there are bodies. And somebody here was talking about circumstantial evidence.
Yes.
Talking about right now it is incriminating.
We will talk. You have done very
1 second, everybody is shouting. Can Amiben please respond? Manjeet ji, Sujata, 1 second.
And the trial will go on. The circumstantial evidence and the video clipping will come later on. Today we are talking about 6 murders blatantly committed by a person whose son is who is in power and is protecting his son. He should immediately resign and he should cooperate with the investigation rather than an influential position as far as the investigation is concerned. And we have been condemning every incident that has happened, whether it was Hathras, whether it was Unnao, whether the victim was buried in the middle of the night without informing the police. All things happening in the
lady
UP.
who Priyanka Gandhi came out to be a Congress member.
Let the investigation go on, and the minister has to answer. I think he should put in his
Anand
papers
Molla,
of
let
his
me ask you this.
Prime Minister
The
and get
Congress
down from the
today
position.
has decided to approach the president because they say that this is it's a violation of the conscience of the nation. Will you, as a farmer leader and as a senior left leader, also appeal to the president, either with the Congress or separately?
No, we have already wrote to the president to sack the minister already. A scheme had 4 days back. We demand that criminal minister should be sacked immediately. That is the demand. But now any other political party also, they have the right to go and take their action. We are not peasant organization, we are not political party. We are fighting with the farmers' interests. All 500 farmers' organizations, they are concepted the movement, they are running the movement, they are in the movement, leadership of the movement. No political party has a role in this movement.
You know, I just wanted to go back to a point that Sujata mentioned, and I wanted to ask Ami Ben about this. Ami Ben, the point that Sujata was mentioning is that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has not, in strong terms, criticized the death of the 4 others. In other words, the 4 farmers, she's criticized the death, but she's not done enough to criticize the death of the 4 others. How would you respond to that?
She has condemned the incident. She has taken up the issue of justice, saying that there has to be some law, there has to be some investigation, and there has to be some kind of a justice system in place. She is the General Secretary of UP. She has taken up every incident that has happened in this manner. And UP, you have seen the history, the track record. Every time, everyone has to knock the doors of the court, implore the apex court to take up the issue quo moto. But the government will not take the right course of action as far as crimes are concerned. Let us not go to the NCRP data. Let us not go to the crimes that are happening. But you can't pick and choose.
Congress party doesn't believe in any constitutional
Sujata,
law.
let me just ask you one final question, because this came up again today in what Priyanka Gandhi Vadra had to say in Varanasi. She said that the Prime Minister a couple of days back was just a few hours away from Lakhimpur Kheri. Why was it so difficult for him to go over there and reach out to farmers and whoever else, that journalist, their family who were killed? Why could he not do that?
I think the Chief Minister acted very swiftly, and he went and met all the members, giving compensation, tried and controlled the situation, which you, me, everybody knows that could have become a riot situation. So I think you don't need Prime Minister to come for every situation. There is a state head who is directly looking after the matter,
Sujata,
who is
8
giving
people were
statements on the
killed
matter.
when they were run over, many of them.
Of course, so is Yogi Adityanath not the state head of the state? Is he not liable to answer? And he has answered.
So the Prime Minister is selective.
I mean, tomorrow
So this
you
was
say,
not big enough for the Prime Minister to
then
come.
you'll say, oh, why Home Minister?
Is that what you're
then
suggesting?
President, everybody. I mean, we have to stop at something. You know, the head of the state is responding, and I think it is
The
his
head of
liability,
the
and
state
he's
cannot
doing all
respond to the
justice.
death of 8 farmers, 8 people, whether they're farmers or other.
Why?
A bunch
Is
of
it
whom
banned somewhere?
were run over by a car.
Okay, so Vishnu, I'll go back to my first point. Aren't we all assuming that the police is incompetent, the court is incompetent,
I'm
and we
not
will
asking you about
only
that.
see the video?
You
We
said
will
that the
only
head of the
see
you
a
implied
recording, the screen
that the head of
recording
the
of
state
video
cannot
and
come
decide that
to
Yogi
offer
Adityanath is not liable to
a hand
answer.
of support
It is
to
the
grieving
PM who has to
families.
come all the way
I think a
and
lot of
answer
people would find that
everything.
very deeply offensive. 8
No,
people
I'm
have
not
died.
finding it offensive. I think no, I'm not. I think
Is
it
anybody,
is
is any
it is the
political
duty
leader
of
in our
Yogi
country
Adityanath,
so
and
big
he
or
has
so
done
large
every bit.
that they cannot
He has
grieve
done every
with
bit
a
to
grieving
deliver
family?
justice. I think leave it to the courts, Vishnu. I think we are doing too much of media trial, and we're talking too much
and hopefully
of
there will be
morality
justice.
when the matter
All right,
is
I'd like
so
to thank you all
politically
very much
motivated.
for joining us. It's unfortunate that this had to come up at the level of the Supreme Court, but hopefully there will be a proper probe, one which is independent and one where those who are guilty are held accountable. We are out of time. Stay tuned.